Hey guys, Ollie here. Welcome back to another video on the GameStorm YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look and doing a sort of video that you guys may need in the future if you are looking to buy and build, if you like, or get us to build the GSPCs that we list for the price and the part lists on our GameStorm Facebook page. Now if you look down on our description, there is GSPC-1 to 8. Those there, basically we're doing these videos if you want to know a little bit more about the parts that go into these builds and what we think of them, then these are the videos for you. Me and Kai are going to be sharing these videos, so you will see one from me, one from Kai, and then one from me again, and so on and so forth. So we're going to kick things off. GSPC-1 is the budget option that we offer at GameStorm for your gaming, your cheap gaming experience, if you like. That offers the best performance for the minimum price. So let's get right into it. So to kick things off, we have the AMD 5350 CPU. Now this is a quad core at 2.05 GHz, cheap at £36. From what I've read about this processor, it's actually pretty good considering how much it costs, and it's going to fit this build nicely, not bottleneck the graphics card at all, and it's just going to complement the build in all its quad core goodness. For the motherboard in this build, we are choosing an ASRock AM1B MDH MicroATX AM1 motherboard. AM1 stands for the socket, so that's the socket that the AMD 5350 sits on. This motherboard is for only £24, so it's the bargain basement motherboard, if you like. That is a crap picture that PC part picker list, but this is the cheapest motherboard, well, one of the cheapest bargain basement motherboards that you can get. However, I do like the cheaper motherboards because a motherboard just needs to work, really, and as long as it has the socket and the recommended power plugs and everything, as well as a full 16x PCIe slot, that motherboard is going to be absolutely fine because they don't hinder performance. So I quite like this motherboard, and it's going to fit this build perfectly. For the RAM, we are going for Corsair XMS3 DDR3 1600 MHz RAM. We're going for 4 gigs of that. This build, unlike the others, will only have 4 because of the price range. 4 gigs is still a good budget though, considering not many games are up to using 8 at the moment, so 4 gigs is however much we're going to put in. The Corsair XMS3 RAM is very good RAM, bargain basement, cheap, that's what you need. It pretty well works all the time. I had XMS2 in my old rig and I swore by it because it never failed. For the storage in this system, we are going for a Seagate Barracuda 1TB 7200 RPM drive. Now, I personally haven't had any experience with these Seagate Barracudas, but I have heard that they are very, very, very good, because Rob, who also works for GameStorm, has got one in his system and he swears by it. The reason I don't have any experience with them is because I've always used Western Digitals, and I swear by Western Digitals, but I would like to get in and work with some Seagate drives and see what they are like. So this Seagate drive is 7200 RPM, it's not going to slow down on you, and you've got 1 TB of space to splash your stuff around. Plenty of space there. So now one of the most important bits of the build, the bit that is going to do all of your graphics rendering and performance, the Asus GeForce GTX 750. This is a 1GB GPU that is the best bargain basement graphics card that you can possibly get, coming in at only £79.77. This is on PC Part Picker. So this graphics card is very good. We use 750 Ti's in quite a lot of budget builds. The 750 is basically a lower spec version of the 750 Ti with only 1 gig of RAM. This will still be good to play your games at medium to high settings on acceptable frame rates on 1080p. The case for this build will be a Fractal Design Core 1000 MicroATX mini tower. I've used this case for Joshy's rig, and it's well built considering how much it costs. Although some of the drive mounting and various other stuff are a bit weird in this case, personally giving it my dislike because it just doesn't look right, because we're high-end system builders because obviously I've got my rig that you guys seen before that has the i7 in it. This system the case really doesn't get my approval because it's just, I don't really like it. But that's me, and in terms of a budget build, it is actually a pretty good budget case, coming in at only 19 quid, with all the front panel headers and everything that you need, and space for a MicroATX motherboard, and it's cheap and cheerful, I say. Power supply, we are going for a Corsair Builder 430 watt 80 plus bronze rated power supply. This is from Corsair's legendary Builder series. I use Builder series in my rig, in Josh's rig, in Kai's rig. Pretty much all of us, we use Corsair Builder series PSUs because they are so reliable. I recently used this particular power supply in a client build, as you've seen on the GameStorm channel if you have watched that video. Very good little power supply, 80 plus bronze rated efficiency, so it will be delivering clean, sustainable power to your system, as well as being very, very, very efficient. The last part for this build, which you guys can get rid of if you don't want it, but we put it in because most of our builds include a disk drive, is the Lighton IHAS124-14 DVD/CD rewriter, or writer, sorry. At only £9.97, it's the cheapest disk drive you can get. It kind of suits the build really, cheap and cheerful, and it's a disk drive, so I don't really need to do any more explaining. So here's the main build overview, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to check the links down in the description. We hope you liked this video. If you did, we're going to bring a lot more to the channel, so make sure you stay tuned. Also, this build here only comes in at £277. You really, really, really can't beat it for its price to performance ratio. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.